guys, so today we're going to be talking about toxic femininity, and I'm so excited to talk about this because it's something I have been aware of, confused by, frustrated by, off and on my whole life, whether it's sometimes with women close to me, sometimes with women not close to me, and sometimes with myself. I'm like, what is this feeling? What is this? It's toxic femininity. And it's something that's almost never talked about, not talked about enough, not talked about as much as toxic masculinity, but it exists. Oh boy, does it exist. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 toxic traits that I feel are the primary ones I've noticed throughout my life. And this is really good to be aware of if you're looking to embrace and enhance your own femininity. So, toxic trait number 1, the biggest one, shaming other women. For thousands of years, very intense opening line. For thousands of years, women have been trained to see themselves as property in most parts of the world. And although this undeniable practice is thankfully starting to break down again in certain parts of the world, there are many women that consider themselves to be feminist that practice this toxic trait that is really just the result of generations of brainwashing. It is a mindset where if we shame other women, then that brings up our value and lowers the competition's value. And this can be anything from shaming women about their weight, their appearance, their sexuality, how much sex they have, their intelligence, anything, if it makes the opposite kind of reflection of you look better. We are not tables. We are not cars, we are not sofas, we are people. And if we don't treat each other like it, is the world going to? Toxic trait number 2, being constantly combative / always needing the last word. As women and as people in general, we are sometimes going to face situations that we feel are unfair, are aggressive, and we're going to face adversity in general. We may feel triggered, we may feel attacked, and that is completely 100% valid. But feeling like you need the last word in order to have a sense of closure, feeling like you need to engage in those conflicts and those aggressive situations or arguments, that will lead you nowhere except to become like those people. Feminine energy rises above those things. Feminine energy avoids toxicity. And I promise you, if you back away from that situation, you redirect yourself and you recollect your energy, your feminine energy, your natural energy, you're going to be glad you didn't get further entangled in that situation. Toxic trait number 3, repressing your femininity. So many women are made to feel like they need to adapt a more masculine way of living their lives. They need to adapt a more masculine behavior in order to be less judged and more accepted. This can mean being more achievement-oriented, being more money-driven, being less sensitive, less emotional, less creative. And I would argue that those same stereotypes are put on men just as much, if not more, and that's toxic masculinity. Although there are definitely stereotypes that are more associated with toxic masculinity and they don't really apply with what we're talking about right now, that's definitely the subject for a different video. Regardless, there are similarities between the stereotypes that we are given regardless of gender. We need to stop viewing the male experience, the male mind, the male existence as this simplistic thing, this easy thing, this boys will be boys kind of attitude where we lower the bar for them constantly and judge them for having emotions, judge them for being creative, judge them for being complex, because it's only perpetuating that they're some kind of animal and we're robots. Because on the opposite side of that, and the reflection of that, is women need to be perfect. Women need to predetermine every step they take in order to be acceptable to everyone, even though everyone has a different idea of what acceptable even is. So a part of femininity is letting men express themselves, letting men express their emotions, their excitement, their creativity, their complexity, their sorrows, their joy, and encouraging it instead of silencing it. And I think what's really beautiful about feminine energy is that it's different for everyone. It comes out naturally in a variety of complex and simple ways. It is not robotic. And lastly, I just want to add, femininity is not going to negatively impact your life. It's not going to negatively impact you personally, with your friends, dating-wise, career-wise. It's not going to impact you negatively unless those around you are misogynistic. And in that case, I would say it's important to avoid those people and those situations and not avoid yourself or who you aspire to be. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please like or subscribe, and I will see you guys really soon in the next one.